Oh boy. Okay. Welcome again to yet another wonderful stream where I accomplish very little in showing you how nothing works. That just kidding. Welcome to the One Hit latest update. And this is going to go live here in a few bit, but I figured I'd show you around and kind of explain to you what's going on. So, a lot has happened as of recently, which is absolutely positively fantastic. And so, grab this camera, bring it in, and show you what's going on. The One Hit has got quite an update. In fact, the stage now has the GE Turbo Encabulator as a primary on-stage sponsor. That's fun. But let's go to somewhere else that's a little bit more fun. We're gonna take a walk back into the back room. Poof. A lot has happened in this room, and this room is really, really cool now. So, let me turn the camera around. Or actually, you know what? Even better. Why don't we position the camera globally to the world? Yeah, just like that. And I'll bring a few things around so that way you can take a look. So, let's see here. I can't remember. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. No, is it in here? Oh, it's in one of these things. Oh, wait. Just kidding. In fact, the cool part that I need to show you is that we have cabinets in there, which is where all these wonderful toys are going to be placed. So let's come over here. We'll grab a handful of toys. So I'm thinking everyone loves a good beating fight. So nothing like a good bludgeoning device to use in the arena. All right. How about this? Oof. Oh. How about a sword? Everyone loves a good sword, right? Have some sword fights. Yeah, why not? And let's do this. Move the camera back here. Excuse me. Okay. How about an axe? How about just a good old fashioned, battle axe, and maybe two? These will totally work. Maybe a bigger axe. Big old shiny shine. Same thing. Two of everything. That way, there's always an opportunity here. So that's it. All these new wonderful weapons. Of course, there's always the bat, another mace object, more bats. Made the round cards a little smaller. That way, they're not so painful. Round 3, and you can do sign flipping and all that jazz. I definitely got the physics much better. I spent some more time on getting these to be properly maintained. Now, let's move on to the next thing. Here, actually, you need to come with me, don't you? All right, here we go. So yeah, I added a handful of neat little interactables like this cabinet here. This cabinet now has an interactable door. So now we can put things in our cabinets for such as weapons and whatnot. That was a fun prefab that I found. Some lockers in the back and whatnot. So now we have the arena, and on the arena there is the GE Encabulator, and it's actually a ghosted projection. It's actually pretty cool. So now I want to show you what I've been working on the most. Well, before I do that, excuse me. Before I do that, I'm going to show you the artwork has been updated. So now we have more contenders on the board as intended. And this is Cat's contribution. And of course, a lot of the textures and art is Cat's contribution. So let's go up into the control room and see all these wonderfully crazy ass new features that I'm really going to show you, because these are so cool. I've learned so much about programming with camera systems and how to stream these events. And so this world is going to get beyond just the wiggle camera. Let's go play with the actual stage studio. And if you do ask, yes, I have glasses now. All right, so I have the control room rather dark up here because it's a control room and it doesn't need to be very bright. Because in here in the control room we have our media assets, the media player, and anybody who's being the A guy. You also have a V guy as well, an AV, audio video guy. So we move over to the audio video platform stage, and welcome to the control room. There is roughly 6 cameras at any time that you can work with. It's actually really cool. So here's the main power stage camera. We have a few stage cameras all over the place, but that's not the cool part. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the camera, I'm going to flip it around, and we're going to bring it in here. This is actually a room that's very dark, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the camera and line it up onto my stage line, such as this, and pin it to the world. Now, you will see that because that camera's been pinned, I now have studio controllable cameras. Welcome to the main event. And I can actually play with camera angles that are pinned. Now, I haven't done anything with that one yet, but so now we have camera angles, and I can always push back to air cam. Air cam will always center fold. So I can go back around a different camera angle. So let's say we put it down on stage, we bring it back up into this up over here. We cross link. There is something I also would like to show you. So now I'm going to debond the camera from the stage. Check a look at this. Do you see that cone up there? This is the AirLink cone. So it actually will show people where the camera is. And so what's happening here is these are all the stage cameras. So let me come back here and give you kind of a pinned effect here. All right, so now be local. We want it to be world pinned. All right, so let me get my cameras going, and we'll go from here, from up on stage, and then the camera will come down. And if you see carefully, you look here, look through the window, you will notice that we have the stage, and then we're going to pop down to air cam, and we'll watch the camera sink its way down there. So stage cam, back down to the arena. And I'm just controlling these camera scenes. These are wonderful. Absolutely stunning. And the neatest part, I want to say the best part about all this is that because these cameras are broadcasting and rendering in the world, and I'm really hoping that this is going to work out for the Quest people too. We have this backstaging room. This broadcasting screen means that multiple influencers, such as me and yourself, can bring your camera up and plop it right here, right down, right in front, and you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is turn the camera on and point it at this broadcast screen, and then go enjoy the fight with your commentary, as how VR chat typically works. So that's the really cool part, is I can actually take this camera, and let's flip it around here, and I'll pin it to the world with the camera pin. Bink. All right. So now that it's been pinned, we're gonna find a couple. We'll go to air cam. Why not? All right. So now I'm gonna go down into the arena itself. And now you can see there's a camera up here, and this camera has been stage seen, so that way when you see people fighting, you're gonna be able to, like if I grab the table here, right, drag the table up here. What glorious effort here this is. So bam, There's a table on the stage. Now, because it's just me, somebody else would be a Telecaster and would be coming up here. So if I go back upstairs and I change to Telecast, which is quite an annoyance, but this is going to be ran by multiple people, so I want to make sure that the control room stage studio is well done. So now we have this bearing view, beautiful view of the camera render. And then we also have the ability to fly back up, bring our stage down here. And now, because that camera's been activated, I jump back down stage and walk up here. And it's clear to me that I'm going to need to adjust some of these angles because they're a little low. But what it does show me is that there's a camera right here. I actually physically see it and hold it and can tell that it's there. So let's go to the Telecaster booth again. And come back over here. And just because I'm back in the Telecaster booth, I'm now in the dark room. Hello. But that's the cool part is any influencer such as yourself can come to this arena, place your camera down, and then enjoy it by commentating because your voice is always attached to where you are. But your camera can be put anywhere in the world. So the Telecaster booth is really just broadcasting for anybody who wants to put their mini of camera down. And now, if I go back to, like, let's say Farlink, there we go. That's actually not a half bad. We'll go to that camera. So now, plunk. See, the cool part about the Telecasting cameras, too, is the Telecaster cameras, if you can see the inception now, the Telecaster camera can allow you to see actual in-world elements. So now you can see, with my viewpoint, you can see my camera. But what's really happening is I'm broadcasting to you from the Telecaster, from the teleprompt. So now we have such a really cool real-world event. So now, how do I explain this? People can now run a telecast broadcast and have fight arenas and have memes and have the camera run around, and the actual people who are experiencing this and playing this, they can feel it and see the camera move in the real space. And that's huge. That's really big because people love that type of stuff. Now, another aesthetic. I'm actually going to disconnect the Telecaster and bring my camera back to me directly. All right, so here's my camera back to me directly. Here's the camera. This is what a Telecaster camera looks like. It's actually very basic, but it also goes kind of back to our roots of back when we did the Battlefield cinematic camera. Kind of the same principle, except this one doesn't blow your vehicle up if it touches you. Anyway, I redid a lot of the seating in this facility. So let's take a turn around, and I got really clever with height and styling. So let me turn the camera around, and in order to do that, I need to check my behavior to smooth, which I probably should have done that a few minutes ago. Anyway, let's take a look at the seating arrangements now. Now we have highs and lows, and enough seating for people to sit properly and have places to sit. Now we can have, main stage event seats. We also can have upper highs. We can go even higher. Everybody gets a good seat in the house. It's really hard now to have a bad seat. And we can fill up the arena pretty nicely. And then we have we also have the upstairs. Excuse me. The uppers here. So now we have a couch here. There's not a bad seat in the house. There really isn't. Tons of people are going to be able to experience this, and it's going to be wonderful. So the facility has been updated. Let's go over to the bar that I have been proposing to everybody, just so we can kind of see what's going on with the bar. I got it started. We have an outer post bar These seats will be able to be normal sit-ons. We have the granite countertop and the light inside for the the bar to work on. Outer bar, inner bar. This is just a forward so you can watch the bartender work. We also have a 4-seater on this side as well. And of course over here we have our little miniature Viavalis, your small little characters to see what's going on in the arena. And then if I turn around, come take some pictures. In fact, I'll turn the camera around. And that way, if you want to take a nice, beautiful picture, you can. Now, one thing I want to point out is that my under chin here is not getting proper light. That just means that I'm not handling such a thing. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So, there we go. Had to fix my audio for a moment. But yeah, you can actually have get your friends together and take some pictures up against the beautiful board here that we have. I'll have to. So, smile. And yeah, that's that. That's what it is, stand here for picture with a one hit. Beautiful stage, like just, photo ops for your friends when you're here. And that's pretty much kind of the hot shot that goes around. And the front door, I put up some guardrails. And when we get closer to our event time, we're going to change up the stage a little bit to have the vendors for who's actually going to be running the show. And I'll make a better video about that at that time. But I wanted to show you that I've worked on an incredibly complex camera system, which is really amazing for what we're going to do in this place. So I'm going to hit the upload button, and I hope to God that it works well for Questies. A lot of the lighting has changed. A lot of the barring has changed. Of course, you've seen all that. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. You have a wonderful night, as always.